Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. My name is nyanganiyambakam, and in today's video I will be answering questions that you guys asked on Instagram. Shout out to the ones that did. I've never tried it, I've never done this, so I really wanted to try it out, and so I really appreciate all those that drop questions and comments and stuff. And so let's get into it. Starting by removing the shades, and also just putting one more dose of pad thai in my mouth before we continue. Don't put this down. Let's get into the first one. Also, I'll be looking down because I have the questions here. The first question is, what is one lesson that you've learned recently? Oh my god, recently it has been up and down. Life has been up and down, but one lesson I've learned is that it's important to position yourself in the right spaces, or spaces that inspire, even when you're not motivated. So there's some times that I just finished school semester. My life is really revolved around school, family, faith, the church, and just content basically, and work. Yeah, a bunch of things, but yeah. And school was really choking, and I was just feeling drained. I wasn't feeling really strong in spirit. I wasn't sinning or anything, but I wasn't just firing on. I wasn't strong, and I was just feeling weak in generally, even as a human. But things that uplifted me was just being in spaces it was we surprised someone for their birthday. We went there, watch the vlog if you haven't. I went to made myself available for several concerts. Luckily they were around me, they were free. Even just church services, the ones that I could push myself to, just being around in that environment really uplifted me. So I think one lesson I've learned is that environment and positioning yourself is very critical, and when you're good, it's good to build those environments, or identify those environments if they're physical, if it's more of environment in terms of people around you. Build those relationships so that when you're weak, you can go, you know who to call on. The next question is, do you believe in the concept of OSAS? And OSAS means once saved, always saved. Okay. This question, I was okay. No, I don't believe in it, because the concept of salvation is really about you having a relationship with God, right? And just as how your relationship with another friend can end, just because you were friends before with that person, you had a fight, you left that friendship, it doesn't mean you continue to be with that friend. So if you accept God once, and you ended up, it's a covenant, it's a relationship, there are rules. You give this, and God gives you. Of course, generally as humans, we have that overwhelming love of God, but that love is kind of limited. But when you recognize the sacrifice that God has made by providing his son into this world to save us, and sacrifice for us, and you say, God, I really want to rededicate my life, I really want to move strong with you, then from then, if you fall off, you cannot fall off. You fall off of grace. And one thing that somebody said recently is that it kind of demeans grace. It really rubbishes grace, or the grace of God, or the sacrifice of God, if we believe that once we're saved, then we're good forever. No, even when you're saved and you're good, you've never fall off. There's still things to go. You still need to press higher. So no, I don't believe in it. It just doesn't make sense, to be honest. Relationships with human friends can end. Similarly, relationship with God can end, and so that's why we must be watchful. And this kind of connects to my first question, or my first answer, which is position yourself, be on guard about your environment, what you're entertaining, where you are, where you're situated and stuff. Yeah, you used to edit your beautiful videos. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. To be honest, everybody asks me this, and it's like the app, I have an HP laptop and I use the video editor on there, so that's what I mainly used. Last year I kind of subscribed to like Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom video thing, and like obviously it's good. It's honestly the height where I want to go in terms of video editing, except for the fact that like I didn't feel like I was making proper use of the features and the thing set, and it like I literally could not afford it anymore. So when the subscription ended, I didn't like continue with it. So those are the things, but my main thing I use is my video editor, which honestly, you know, we're dropping lessons here, we're dropping gems. Start where you are, use what you're comfortable with until you can push yourself further and stuff. So yeah, and then I use my phone to video. That the capturing is very important, and when you're capturing, what's utmost of important is light. So I usually use natural light. I do have like artificial light, but I haven't used them in a while. So yeah, natural light, clean camera, start whatever phone you have and just like wipe the camera and just keep going. Go YouTube or Google something about like best video settings for your camera and just use. So yeah, well, this current vlog, we're vlogging on a camera, guys. We're videoing on an actual vlog camera. So we thank God the ministry is moving. We praise God. Thank you all for your support. Continue to like, share and subscribe. So yeah, this new season the videos are gonna be popping. So yeah, but before this official video, it was my phone and stuff, and I'm still gonna be using my phone come time to time. 15 about uni. So 15 about my university journey so far. For those who don't know, I attend McMaster University. It's located in Hamilton, Canada. The main reason why I picked it was literally the campus. I hate to be so superficial, but literally superficial, the physical aspect was what caught my eyes. I love how it looks. It's just so serene. You can find different spots, you can continue to explore. I've fully explored the campus, but apart from the superficial side, I love the people, their ethos, what they stand for. As McMaster, I love it. So McMaster is really dedicated to caring for people, uplifting people, and pushing you to the best position that you can be. And I've seen this with the professors, the good professors. Of course, you have some even in general in life, no matter where you go, you have some people that are but we move, so it will if you meet your really good dedicated professors, even if their class is not the most entertaining, you can see that dedication to their craft. You can see them saying, do this, join this lecture, go to this conference, attend this external learning experience. It's always there. They always encourage you. One professor literally said, yeah, I was asking her if I should if I'm able to miss a class or go to a conference, and she was like, yeah, I would totally miss the class. I didn't end up going, but that's the kind of energy they really want to push you to environments that would take you higher. I work there part-time, and with work I've just seen with my supervisors just pushing me to be the best, even my colleagues with other teams. It's really about that good. It's a good ecosystem to grow in. They have their lapses, but generally speaking, this is something that's consistent through departments and just association in relation to the campus that I have interacted with. Love my school and my colleagues with other teams. It's really about that good. It's a good ecosystem to grow in. They have their lapses, but generally speaking, this is something that's consistent through departments and just association in relation to the campus that I have interacted with. Love my school. The next okay, so Favor says I should say hi. So hi, Favor. Next thing, how do you stay motivated and consistent while doing anything? I don't know why they're asking me this question, because I'm literally trying to be consistent. Like, even with this YouTube, I'm trying to be consistent. So I'm working on it. So I think the first thing is to be patient with yourself and recognize the realities of your life. It's really easy to like look online or like just around you and be like, oh, that's where I want to be, where I want to be, and then start comparing where you are now to those people's like 100 pages later. And if you focus on too much self-comparison in that sense, you will literally bury your seed. You would like dig out your seed instead of like bury it and water it and grow. So I feel like this is a good way to start. Like, recognize where you are and the resources around you and what you can do to like move on. But I would say, if I was giving tips, I'd be like, it'd be like to make the vision plain, know why you're doing what you're doing, and what you want to push past. And it should be money. Money is good, you know, that's a good goal, but like it has to push past superficial reasons for you to continue pushing. And somebody literally I was watching a video and somebody said, like, you know, for her it's really like God's direction, you know, and if God is with you in that thing, you're not gonna lose motivation. She actually said you're not gonna lose consistency, which I don't agree with. I feel like even if God is with you, you're gonna feel bad. And then recognize your constraints, how you can work around it, because sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not consistent, but you don't recognize what is stopping you from being consistent. You need to recognize the roadblocks and things. For me, sometimes it's just time and just like space. Like right now, as you can see, I'm doing this video in a car. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't the plan from I got the idea to do this video. This wasn't the plan from this morning even. It was supposed to be much more aesthetic than this, but like I'm in a car because this is what my time constraints can afford me. So recognize like your constraints. Just like for me, it's like, you know, family responsibilities, everything. As a pastor's kid, as a church kid, there's just a lot for me to do, and I can only do with the little bit of pockets time I have. So if it's like a project and stuff, find those pockets of times around and use them. For me, it's right now. I just finished co-op. Just grab something to eat. I'm currently in a parking lot of a mall. I need to go pick up something, but I have like a bit of time, so I'm just like, let me shoot this. So once you find those pockets of time, it's good. But ultimately though, I feel like with all of this, I'm like saying, write a vision. You have to write it. You have to plan. Like, you have to break it down. So I plan quarterly. I try to plan quarterly, but definitely yearly. Monthly is very key, and weekly and daily. Yeah, so whichever one you feel like is very easy for you. If you can't bother think far, start with your day. What is my top priority? How can I get it done? Like, actually break down the task. Don't be like write this essay. Like, what exactly are you going to do with the essay? Are you going to research? What are you going to do? Put all of those down. So like breaking down, planning, I think is very important. I can't really go deeper into this, but like you have to find your planning style. And if you have any more questions about planning, drop it in the comments below. I'll answer. Somebody says cat or dogs. I'm gonna say dogs, even though this person's a cat person, but like I'm just gonna say dogs. Like, to be honest, as an African child, I really can't say cat. If you know, you know. But also though, like the first like kind of pets like that I had was like a dog, or like the first interaction with pets was a dog. So that'd be that. What's your next goal or achieve? Right now, I don't really have like a set goal or achievement. It's improving in every spheres that I'm involved in right now. That's my goal. That's my vision. And I think sometimes it's important to know when like enough is enough. Sometimes you don't need like the next big goal. Yeah, not yet, you know. Like if you say 2 to 5 years, I could list out this and this, but like as per now, as per the rest of this year, that's what I see. Yeah. How do you balance your social life with school? My social life, again, this kind of connects to the other question. There's nothing. Balance is a myth. That's something I'm coming to realize. It's just all about juggling, and when you juggle, you can't have two balls at a time in your hand. You have to have one ball while the other one is coming. So how I balance it is that I prioritize. So I prioritize and also plan, which is like a common theme. Like there's some outings that are planned like months ahead. So yeah, so when other things come up, I say no to it. Yeah, and learning to say no to other things. And if you're afraid of the word saying no, please just use I don't have the capacity right now. I'm just like suggest another date or something like that. That I try to compartmentalize. So when I was at school, I wouldn't just like call my friends 24/7. There would be times when I could call them. If I'm on the bus, if I'm commuting, I can't really like actively do much. But like I would call while I was commuting, and so that way I'm keeping in touch with my friends, right? And then I also, when it's time to prioritize certain things, I would prioritize. So like I'm still going to refer to that birthday again, that surprise birthday, because that was a hectic time. Yeah, we had planned that a month ahead. So we had planned that. I thought it was a good idea. There was more than one reasons why the thing had to work, because yeah, just like insider thing shop, but like there's more than one reason why I felt like we had to do that. Like if we're gonna we're gonna do like another surprise for that person maybe next year, I might decline, you know, and I wouldn't feel bad about it. But if I decline like this year that was gone, I would have felt bad about it. So yeah, I said yes initially, but coming up to the time, there was like a lot of commitments and stuff like involved, and yeah, so it kind of crunched up. So how I balanced school with that was that I realized that my weekend was going to be busy. I wouldn't have gotten anything done that Saturday. So for Monday, I was studying like harder for the things that was coming ahead. So I just like committed the time. Was it to close my phone? I closed my phone. Was it to be in the library, quiet room where that could make me focus and study? That's what I did. You know, so like sometimes you have to like crunch time for. You have to seclude yourself to commit yourself to what you're doing for that like fun time and stuff. And then also like I book stuff when like I'm more free with individuals, to be honest. Yeah, so like that's kind of how I balance it, you know, planning ahead, making people know of like what the amount of things you have, so that it's not hard for you to say no to things when you have to say no to. It's also very important. And then like yeah, just like prioritizing, is it time for me to commit to school now? Please block those things off. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do.